All right, I'd like to talk to you a little bit about the Illinois and Michigan Canal National Heritage Corridor Internship Program. And this is a program that sort of provides matching funds to assist our partners in providing some of their extra programmatic help. And the internship program falls under the Stories goal of the Canal Corridor to tell more interesting, accurate stories to larger and larger audiences. And here you can see maybe not some of the stories we're telling. We're all very busy. We have lots of things to do. We're using scarce resources towards our projects and our goals and so this program provides assistance to get some of those things that you might not get around to otherwise, such as perhaps cleaning the garage, right? Well,
I think it's up for it.
It's up for it. So those projects that you might not get around to otherwise, maybe an internship could help you get to them, and the program would provide funds towards that. At the LASALLE Canal Boat, it's at the west end of LaSalle there, and it has a period-clothed crew and interpreters that go through the boat, and nobody else really applied to the internship program this year, so we applied ourselves, and happened to be the result. And there were some issues at the canal boat. One of our problems with interpretation, where we were giving facts and information to the interpreters, but then they did their own research and it sort of split off in different ways, and different interpreters would tell you different things. And so part of the goal was to get a guide that would make more consistent information, and also a guide for new employees, where new employees coming into the canal boat and becoming crew or interpreters would then have something to ease them into their new position, and there really wasn't that framework before. The internship program should fall under three different themes in the canal. It should fall under that the canal is a natural connector, the canal is a magnet, and the canal is a place for recreation and reconnection. And the one that we hit the most with our program was that the canal is a place for recreation and reconnection. And we want people to have fun at the canal boat. We want it to be a positive experience, an experience that you want to come back to, a Disney experience, if you will. And so we tried to tailor the guide to make the crew and the interpreters on board with that. Another goal for the canal boat is to make it a place for reconnection. A lot of the people that come have connections to the corridor. Maybe their family came from there, or they know the history, or they live in a community along it. Well, this jolly guy there is one of my ancestors, and he lived in Peru, and that's a canal boat in Peru, somewhere near his business. He might have had some connections to the canal. The program also provides value both to the organization that hosts it and also to the interns. It provides exposure, experience, new perspectives, as well as connections to the stories of the corridor. It provides exposure to the interns to new careers, especially in history, recreation, tourism, education, and resource protection. So you might see such jobs as being a historical interpreter, or a mule boy, or maybe providing event management, or event hosting, or maybe even the rigors of being the president CEO of the Canal Corridor Association.
I knew you wanted that.
So you get exposed to a lot of different experiences, so it helps interns plan their future a little more, adjust. You also get experience from the internship program. It's been tough for college grads lately. Entry-level jobs are kind of hard to find. So once you get into these internship programs, you can add some experience to your fancy credentials and hopefully work that to your advantage. And I recently got out of the University of Iowa with a bachelor's in geography focused on GIS, Geographical Information Systems, and a certificate of entrepreneurial management, which is basically a fancy word for business. And I think I picked up some experience during this internship program, writing and putting together business documents. Another value that is provided to the organization is that of perspective, that maybe you've looked at something one way the entire time, and maybe there's other ways to do it, new perspectives, and an intern can provide this new perspective, especially with a young person. They haven't done it this way forever, so they might be able to provide interesting and innovative different ways to do it, maybe troublesome ways, who knows. And the fourth goal is to connect to the corridor's stories. And this is where the intern has to make a connection to the stories of the canal, and we did this through tips on the interpreter section. We had some scripts for them to learn, as well as facts and a bunch of resources for them to go into further, should they choose. And they could develop characters. And so we came up with a rather long document, that a good resource for the Canal Corridor Association. And should any of your organizations, our partners, be interested, we have packets at the desk in the front, and we could be happy to help. Just feel free to contact us. Thank you.